Hi, it's Van here, the dietologist. This is a short video about gastric band adjustments. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I do have patients that have a gastric band. I know they're sort of going out of fashion, but they're a good weight loss surgery tool for some patients, especially when your BMI isn't high enough to qualify for something like a sleeve or a bypass. Now, what I find with most people that have a band is they like to chase a tight band. And what I mean by that is they want the band to physically stop them from eating. But the thing is, the band isn't a restrictive device. It's more of a regulatory device where it regulates your appetite. So if you follow the rules of eating slowly, eating mindfully, eating your dense textures, which aid satiety, then yes, the band will be great and it will work. However, if you chase a tight band and you want the band to be filled so tight that it stops you from eating, you're going to end up with a lot of problems. And what I mean by that is, one, the gullet above the band, that's the esophagus, the food pipe, will start to stretch because the food can't be squeezed past the band. And as the food starts to collect over a period of time, and what I mean by that is weeks, if not months, because you love the feeling of having this tight band, you're going to end up having problems because the esophagus above the band is becoming all baggy and stretched. And when it does that, the food collects there, but not just the food, saliva starts to collect above the band. So when you lie down, you have what you call foamies, and that's pretty much just saliva coming back up, but also food. Now, because you won't think that your band is tight, and especially if you haven't got much aftercare, you'll go to your GP and your GP will say, oh, you've got reflux, right, okay, let's put you on something called omeprazole, which is great because it will help a little bit. But really the problem is that your esophagus is stretchy and baggy, and what we need to actually do is release and take out some fluid from that band so the esophagus can sort of slowly spring back into shape, and then we can slowly start to fill the band again. Now, the only problem is when you've got a bit of a baggy esophagus, it takes time for it to sort of shrink back into position. And sometimes if bands have been very tight for too long, they don't go back into position. You're always going to have this baggy patch. So sometimes they can resite the band and put it a little higher up above that pouch, and that might work, but your sensitivity to the band will always change once it's been too tight for too long. So my advice is, if you want your gastric band adjusting, make sure you go to someone where they're going to check your band, make sure you're working with it correctly, so you're eating a good diet, you're eating the right textures, you're eating slowly, you're eating mindfully, talk about mindset, but also to make sure that they're not overfilling the band because you're making them. That's not good, because what you're going to have to do is just go back and have the band fully aspirated again. And so it's a waste of money doing that. So please make sure when you're having your gastric band adjusted, go to someone that is going to actually care about where you are on your journey with your weight loss, and that your band is being adjusted correctly according to your diet and your mindset. So the moral of the story is, don't chase a tight band because it's going to run into problems. And this is why we have so many patients struggling with their weight after having a gastric band, because all you're doing is you're eating sliders, things like your cake, ice cream, chocolates and biscuits, because they melt, they slide past the band and they're fine. So a tight band can also lead to weight regain, and you don't want that after you've spent thousands on having a gastric band. So be mindful about your adjustments, make sure you go to someone reputable, and make sure you are ready to have your band adjusted. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'd like you to like and subscribe to my channel, share this video if you think it will be helpful to anybody, and also thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.